lahat ng drama, ang lahat ng tawanan, musika at anong paman. Magkakasama pa rin tayo mga kalamaw. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang iyong paboritong tambayan. Broadcasting live from TVH Group of Networks. Ang iyong himpilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening. The song that is now is now 6:01 p.m. Philippines Standard Time. You're listening on Cool FM nationwide and News Radio 93.1. This is Cool News at 6. I'm Stephen Iwan del Sol. Starting off with the Southern Leyte, Governor Damian Mercado. 5 people were injured while 191 houses were damaged following the 5.8 magnitude earthquake that rocked San Francisco town on Thursday morning. Mercado said on Friday the provincial government would immediately extend aid to people distressed by the quake. There's really damage here. There's house damage. 191 damaged houses. There are 5 people injured. 1 house was burned. There's damage to infrastructure, including a school, a barangay hall, and 1 bridge. The governor said, oh my goodness. The governor said in Filipino over Radio 630 or DWPM. So far, the situation here is okay. We were able to immediately extend help, he added. Citing a report from the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office, Mercado said no one is staying at the evacuation centers at present. The 5.8 magnitude earthquake that struck waters off San Francisco Southern Leyte at 7:39 a.m. on January 23 caused damage to roads and prompted local government units to suspend classes. The temblor's epicenter was located 6 kilometers east of San Francisco Municipality. It had a depth of 14 kilometers. Another one in the news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is not blocking the processing of the impeachment complaints against VP Sara Duterte, Malacanang said on Friday. In a press conference in Pasay City, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin refuted the claim of lawmakers from the Macamayan bloc at the House of Representatives that Marcos' alleged interference was delaying the impeachment proceedings against Duterte. He is not blocking, he cannot do that because it is the discretion of the collective of the lower house. If they decide to initiate, there's no way of preventing that. Marcos is merely expressing his views on the impeachment move, but is not dictating the lower chamber to delay the processing of the complaints, Bersamin said. Bersamin said the House has the prerogative to endorse the impeachment complaints against Sara Duterte. He said, you know that under the Constitution, the impeachment must emanate from the lower house. Now, if the president has made the statement at all about that process, it's only an option that he stated because probably the thinking of the president is that might be distracting us from our agenda or move forward. We cannot dictate on the lower house. It is co-equal, belongs to a co-equal branch of government. All we were saying, the president was saying to the lower house, this is my position. In an interview in Boreao in Leyte on January 17, Marcos said it would not be practical to push for this impeachment, citing the very poor timing of the move, given that the midterm elections would be held this year. Duterte is facing 3 impeachment complaints before the House of Representatives for alleged violation of the Constitution, betrayal of public trust, plunder and malversation, bribery, graft and corruption, and other high crimes as grounds for impeachment. In November 2024, Marcos said filing an impeachment complaint against Duterte would only distract the government from the real work of government, which is to improve the lives of all Filipinos. Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin also defended that the president did not sign the 2025 national budget despite planned spaces, saying they strongly resented such allegations. He responded, "We resented so much your impression that the president was given a blank check. We had nothing to do with that. It's an internal matter within the Congress. That's why we respect the boundaries by not commenting on who should be blamed or not. But I'm sure that we did not benefit at all from the blank spaces that are being peddled around. That's why we're saying it's fake news, because they're accusing the president of filling them in. Even if that is not what they said, that is the impression they want to give to the public, which is very wrong, very malicious." Blank items from the bicameral conference committee report, not the General Appropriations Act. Meanwhile, the Budget Secretary Amena Pangadaman also reiterated in the briefing that the bicameral report had the purpose of blank items. A bicameral report is the reconciled version of the House of Representatives and Senate's respective General Appropriations Bill. The bill then becomes the GAA or National Budget once signed by the President. Earlier on Wednesday, Senate President blank items. He likewise noted that he does not know about the circulating copy of a bicameral report for the 2025 national funding supposedly showing blank items. U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw his country from the World Health Organization could be something to be bothered about, as it would affect the Philippines, according to the former Health Secretary Janet Garin, currently the 1st District Representative of Iloilo in Congress. She said that many of the programs of the WHO in the Philippines are being backed by the United States Agency for International Development, or the USAID, the humanitarian arm of the U.S. government. She lamented that the U.S. pull out from the WHO would harm those programs. She said this issue is important to the Philippines because many health issues or programs on health are getting funding support from the WHO. And it's expected that the USAID's contributions to different countries will decrease because of this move. Just a few hours after formally assuming the presidency on Monday, January 20, Trump signed an executive order directing to the U.S. to exit the WHO. He's been arguing that the U.S. has been giving far more to the United Nations agency than other countries like China. The U.S. is the largest donor to the WHO, making its financial support vital to the operation of the global health and safety body. Observers believe that Trump's decision could lead to the restructuring of the WHO, which could disrupt the global health initiatives. Garin, however, also believed that Trump's move may push other world superpowers to lead, which may give rise to potential security threat issues. Despite the repercussions, Garin said Trump's decision is understandable, as the U.S. might want to allocate funds for their domestic needs. The Filipino lawmaker said the WHO also has to reform its costs, as unnecessary expenses like frequent travel and wining and dining should be reduced. Trump's second term as the U.S. president kicked off with a slew of executive orders addressing the issues from the border protection to climate change, among others. Other directives he signed on his first day as the U.S. president again were the U.S. withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord, suspension of U.S. foreign assistance for 90 days pending reviews, and ending DEI and other LGBTQ protections, and among others. He also started his immigration crackdown and even halted refugee arrivals. He likewise instructed the Pentagon to provide support for border wall construction, detention space, and migrant transportation. The Republicans also criticized the Democrats, as they were primarily known for the past administration due to the alleged undocumented immigrants they're coming in the country. This is koolNews at 6, and you're listening on Kool FM Nationwide and News Radio 93.1. We will be right back after this short break. This koolNews edition was brought to you by Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. Surf Bar and Fabric Conditioner. People's Bank. Equal banking for the Filipino people. People's Bank of the Philippines is a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. And Fuji Denso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fuji Denso HV inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all.
Hello, buenas noches Pilipinas. My name is Blue Wave and you're watching Sabado en la Noche with Blue.
Nandito na ang bagong Saturday Primetime Talk Show kasama si Blue Wave.
At may joint transmission po ang SPC bukas 6 a.m. Ay, joke lang po.
Uli!
Pero hindi mo kami katulad. Isang side lamang ang iniisip at tinatanggap.
Kung showbiz balita, teknolohiya, BDAU reading o iba pa, we got you covered.
One last word, Mika, I love you. Bye.
Sabado en la noche with Blue. Tuwing Sabado, 9 p.m. Dito lang sa Cool FM. Ang inyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan.
You're listening to Cool FM.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Mancha, 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 ang daming labada.
Sa unang babad pa lang, si Breeze nagtatanggal.
Based on lab test mud and polyester, results may vary.
Mancha, freeze 3 washes back ka na.
Kahit 3 times dami ng laba, Breeze 3 washes pack. Refers up to 3 wash loads, up to 18 to 20 pieces per wash. Breeze!
Mindanao, Visayas at Luzon. Sa bawat problema ay may solusyon.
Mga batas na para sa kabataan, centenarians, solo parents, PWDs, at marami pang iba.
Kontra gutom at kontra korupsyon.
Ako ang nagsusulong, kayo ang kampiyon.
Senator Amy Marcos sa ALNI Solusyon.
This is a paid advertisement.
Ang lakas mo, may ilalakas pa. Sa Revicon Forte, may muscle building amino acids tulong para mas lumakas ang katawan with proper diet and exercise. Pag malakas ang katawan, lumalakas din ang loob. May lakas para sa ambisyon mo. Revicon Forte! Lakas!
Unilab yan.
Multivitamins, minerals, and amino acids is the generic name of Revicon Forte.
Bakit kahit quality, abot kaya pa rin ang mga gamot ng RightMed? Dahil gusto ng RightMed na gumaling kayo nang kayo'y nakakakilos, nakapagtatrabaho. Coco Martin po at kasama ako ng RightMed na naghahangad na gumaling kayo. Sumaya, makibahagi ng gusto sa buhay. Para sa pamilya, para sa bayan.
Dahil gusto namin na gumaling kayo.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Madalas mapasok kapag niluluto para sa pamilya? Basta may paso o burn, United Home Burn Ointment agad.
Unilab yan.
Benzocaine, boric acid, and eucalyptus is the generic name of United Home Burn. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Dumarami na ang gumagaling sa Sid Panyawan Herbal Capsule. Ako po si Antonio de la Cruz from Northern Cotabato. Dati po sumakit yung likod ko pero ngayon gumaling na dahil sa Sid Panyawan.
Ako po si Kin. Dati po sumakit po aking tiyan at likod at ulo. Ayun, ininom ko yung herbal capsule. Pagkatapos, bigla ako gumaling. Ay bay, natuwang aking misis.
Mabibili sa lahat ng drugstores nationwide.
Mapabata man o lolo, kahit simpleng alaga, nagiiwan ng marka sa'yo. Husay malasakit, iaalay sa alagang Unilab yan.
For 80 years, husay at malasakit ang nilalaan sa bawat gamot, sa bawat Pilipino para makapagbigay ng alagang makakatulong sa'yo na mag-iwan ng marka sa iba. Ito ang alagang Unilab para sa'yo.
Alagang Unilab yan. Kabayanin kita. Sa One Hinebra Nation. Kaya para sa barangay, ako namang magbibigay. Kabayanin tayo. Kabayanin kita. Drink responsibly.
Your playground, now online. Bet88 has over 1,500 games, secure and fast gameplays. Meron pang play for fun option to try all the games. Ibang swerte to. Bet88.ph.
Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
May magnanakaw na nakapasok sa bahay.
Mananahimik na lang ba?
May magnanakaw na nakapasok sa bahay.
Makakatulog pa ba ng mahimbing?
May magnanakaw na nakapasok sa bahay.
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 Kailangang manggising. Kailangang mag-ingay.
Kailangang manindigan at ipaglaban.
Ipaglaban.
Ipaglaban. Ipaglaban.
Ipaglaban ang kabataang dalisay.
The dangers of DepEd Memo Order number 31 being rolled out and Senate Bill 1979. These both incorporate the Comprehensive Sexuality Education Program. Mayroon pong insidious na ginagawa ito. Tinago nila sa ibang pangalan. Ang ganda-ganda, no? Anti-teen pregnancy. Pero ang intention ay iba. Sirain ang kamusmusan, sirain ang pagkadalisay ng ating mga kabataan. We have to push back. We cannot be unmoved. We have to act. We have to get involved. Join Project Dalisay. Let's all stand together and fight this invasion of our culture by a foreign ideology, not on our watch.
Welcome back. Mandaue City seniors, persons with disabilities, and solo parents are set to receive their cash assistance earlier than usual in the city government's effort to avoid delays caused by the upcoming election ban. City Administrator Attorney Jamal James Kalipayan stated that they are aiming to distribute all financial aid between February and March 28 ahead of the election restrictions. Kalipayan said that they already notified the Commission on Elections about this early distribution. The election ban prohibits the release, disbursement, or expenditure of public funds, apart from certain exceptions outlined in Section 261 of the Omnibus Election Code. The annual financial assistance for Mandaue City seniors is 10,000, dispersed in 2 tranches of 5,000 each in April and November to December. Meanwhile, the cash aid for persons with disability is 6,000 annually, also divided into 2 payments in April and November. Additionally, a proposed ordinance to increase the amount is 8,000 was approved by the City Council on first reading on January 20. The city government began providing allowances to solo parents last November, following the passage of relevant ordinances by the city council. They are given 12,000 pesos per year, also divided into 2 tranches. The subsidy program aligns with the Republic Act number 8972, or known as the Sole Parents Welfare Act of 2000, which was updated by Republic Act number 11861, the Expanded Sole Parents Welfare Act. Regarding the assistance to individuals in crisis situation, or AICS, Kalipayan said that the city will still be able to distribute this aid as the ban will only be in effect from May 2 to May 12. The assistance is designated for emergency situations. Furthermore, Kalipayan said that the COMELEC has also permitted the distribution of burial and medical assistance. Well, Earlier on Thursday, President Marcos said he has to read first the substitute measure to the Prevention of Adolescent Pregnancy Act of 2023 before he reconsiders his stand on the issue. Senator Hontiveros filed a substitute bill to Senate Bill 1979, striking out the provision on international standards for comprehensive sex education. The senator removed the provision on CSE guided by international standards after a backlash from critics, including the president. She said the substitute bill would also limit mandatory sex education to adolescents ages 10 years old and above, and include a provision guaranteeing academic and religious freedom. The president earlier vowed to veto the measure, which he said would lead to children ages 0 to 4 years old getting taught how to masturbate and children having the right to try different sexualities. The schools also need to teach the youth matters like the consequences of early pregnancy and the prevalence of HIV, he said. The SB 1979 would make the comprehensive sexuality program a compulsory, quote-unquote, a compulsory part of education, integrated at all levels, with the end goal of normalizing discussions about adolescent sexuality and reproductive health, and to remove stigma at all levels. 7 out of the 18 senators which signed the committee report on the measure have withdrawn their signatures. Senate President Cheese Escudero said the senators would discuss whether or not to return the substitute bill to the committee or push through with a period of amendments on the floor. Senator Bongo, who did not sign the committee report, reiterated the importance of respecting the role of religious institutions and the family in shaping children's values, health, and education. He said that policies should consider Filipinos' family values and common beliefs for the greater good. A non-government organization has urged Project Dalisay urged the president and lawmakers to reconsider their stand on the CSE provision while slamming the quote-unquote false information spreading against the provision. Meanwhile, Roots of Health, a Palawan-based non-governmental organization that provides free, rights-based, high-quality sexual and reproductive health education and services, said the information that CSE hypersexualizes children or that it diminishes parent involvement undermines its true purpose to protect young people from harm by enabling them to make informed decisions. It stressed that the CSE provision does not teach or encourage children to engage in sexual activities. Rather, it provides young people with credible knowledge to make informed decisions. It also said that education on topics such as body anatomy and recognizing appropriate behavior equips children with essential life skills. It reiterated that CSE reduces teen pregnancies, reduces maternal and child mortality, improves school retention, and helps young people plan for a better future. Meanwhile, the Project Dalisay also commended a specific school in the Philippines named Star Kids DLC with their primer that is just released yesterday on the biblical and holistic sex education program. According to the post of Star Kids DLC, teenage pregnancy rates in the Philippines have been increasing, especially among girls under 15. In 2022, the number of live births to girls under 15 increased by 35.30% from 2021. This is one of the highest teenage pregnancy rates in Southeast Asia. The school also believes that the schools, in partnership with parents, have a moral obligation to address the issue on sex education and should be given top priority. The school also stressed to provide a framework for discussing sexual education in a way that is age appropriate, biblically grounded, and sensitive to God's design for human relationships and growth. According to the Star Kids DLC primer, from ages 5 to 7, they will be given the foundational understanding of God's creation and design. And from ages 8 to 12, they will also be informed about the biological changes and this, including the discussion of physical changes of puberty in boys and girls, including menstruation and other developments. They will also address the natural curiosity and feelings related to sex, emphasizing that these are parts of growing up within the Creator's plan. They will also teach about pregnancy and how new life is a gift, and navigating peer pressure in media, including social media, the internet, on their emotional and social well-being. And of course, for ages 13 to 18, they will discuss about maturity in understanding the Creator's design for relationship and life. According to this bracket, the comprehensive review, it reinforces all previous teachings about creation, marriage, family, biological changes, and purity. And especially, and of course, the Star Kids DLC also believes on the family as the basic unit, and the non-government organization Project Dalisay, which is headed by the National Coalition. Which is headed by the National Coalition for the Family and the Constitution. Meanwhile, Senator Risa Hontiveros on Friday said Justice Chief Jesus Crispin Remulla's openness to talk with probers on the International Court regarding the previous administration's bloody war on drugs is a silver lining for all victims of EJ case. In a statement, Hontiveros said Remulla's willingness gives hope that real justice for the thousands of victims could finally come. Earlier, Remulla said in an interview with Reuters, the Philippines would be willing to talk to the ICC in a very well-defined manner in the spirit of comity. Without giving details, Remulla said there were certain areas that the Philippine government and the ICC could cooperate with, but he also emphasized that their lines have to be drawn properly. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. previously made it clear that his administration would not lift a finger to help any investigation that the ICC conducts regarding former President Rodrigo Duterte's brutal campaign against drugs. The Philippine government is committed to continuing and pursuing legislative regulatory reforms to make the country business-friendly. House Speaker Martin Romualdez told the top executives at the World Economic Forum. He spoke with several business leaders in Davos, Switzerland, where the 2025 WEF is being held. He said that the Finance Secretary Ralph Recto also gave a presentation highlighting the standout performance of the Philippine economy, marked by consistent and robust growth, along with ongoing initiatives to ensure such progress translates to more inclusive development. Romualdez cited several congressional initiatives like the corporate recovery and tax incentives for enterprises to maximize opportunities for reinvigorating the economy or create more law, signed by the president last November. Under the Create More, existing regulations about corporate income taxes will be amended to address the ambiguities in the tax incentives that the original law had granted to local and domestic corporations since its enactment in March 2021. Romualdez and older lawmakers previously said that there have been complaints from many investors on these alleged ambiguities. In the international news, air pollution in the Thai capital forced the closure of more than 350 schools on Friday, city authorities said, the highest number in 5 years. Bangkok officials announced the free public transport for a week in a bid to reduce traffic in a city notorious for noxious exhaust fumes. Seasonal air pollution has long afflicted Thailand, like many countries in the region, but this week's hazy conditions have shuttered the most schools since 2020. More than 250 schools in Bangkok last Thursday were closed due to pollution. The officials urge people to work from home and restrict heavy vehicles in the city. Air pollution hits the Southeast Asian nation seasonally as colder, stagnant winter air combines with smoke from crop stubble burning and car fumes. On Friday, the level of PM 2.5 pollutants hit 100 micrograms per cubic meter, according to IQ Air. This reading makes the Thai capital the world's 7th most polluted major city currently. WHO recommends 24-hour average exposures should not be more than 15 for most days of the year. Finally, for the entertainment news, as we wrap up, Paolo Gico of the OPM band Ben & Ben received a yes after he proposed marriage to his non-showbiz girlfriend, Maria Rachel. Paolo revealed their engagement by showing moments from when he popped the question to his Instagram page on Thursday, January 23. The singer held the engagement proposal at a garden with a gazebo and warm lights. The couple stood in front of the gazebo and then Paolo went down on bended knee to ask Rachel to marry him. Several celebrities celebrated the couple's engagement, including all his bandmates as well as Marian Rivera, Moira de la Torre, and Ria Aitaide, who sent their greetings via the comment section. Paolo and Rachel have been in a relationship for 3 years. The pair marked their third-year anniversary last December, with Paolo regarding Rachel as his teammate, inspiration, and source of strength. His anniversary message for the read, "Thank you for reaching my deepest layers and loving me for who I am. I want to face tomorrow with you as it comes." Ben & Ben is composed of Paolo, his twin brother Miguel Guico, Tony Munoz, Poch Barreto, Jam Villanueva, Agnes Rayoma, Andrew Depano, Patricia Lassatan, and Kiefer Kabugao. The folk pop band is known for the hit song Sa Susunod na Habang Buhay, which is also featured on Marian Rivera and Ding Dong Date's Rewind, Araw-Araw, Katang Isip, Ride Home, and Leaves, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now a minute before 6:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and that is all for koolNews at 6. We will return later at koolNews Prime Time for more news and headlines. You can also listen to us. You can also send your comments, suggestions, and feedback at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. I'm Stephen Juan del Sol. Take care, good night, and God bless the Republic of the Philippines.